Our farmers need our support, and many factors are stacked against them. But one thing is for certain is that without farmers, we would be hungry. We would not have a lot of our food. And in this video, I'm going to be giving you 5 reasons why I like to buy directly from the farmer as much as possible, and why you should be too. Plus, I'm going to be giving y'all some bonus tips of how to distinguish between buying a distributor and directly from the farmer. So be sure to stay tuned until the end for those tips. Hey y'all, welcome back to Grains and Grit. My name is Felicia, and on this channel, I teach you all about real whole grains. We're dispelling the myths of what real bread, real grains are, because there's a lot of misinformation out there. I tell you why they are important, why you need to have them, and how to be milling your wheat, baking that bread at home that is delicious and nourishing to you and your soul. So that's your jam. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. So as I stated, we're gonna have a little chat, okay? I have my coffee here from Verena Street, love link below, and we're gonna be chatting about why it is so important that to buy directly from your farmers, why I like to do it, what to look for, all the things. Now, I know and I understand that it may not be possible for every single food. And if you notice, I didn't say local farmers. Buying locally is best, but it's not always the case. Like in my case with wheat, I'm in Florida, okay? No wheat farmers here in Florida, but I can still buy my wheat directly from farmers. So I understand that ideally it would be great to support your local farmers, but if not, you can still be supporting farmers elsewhere, thanks to our modern society, being able to buy online, ship to your house, all the things. And I'm especially going to be focusing on our grains because that's what I'm all about here on this channel. But just know that these principles also apply to things like your produce, your meat, things like that. But we're going to be focusing on our grains, our beans, our legumes, those type of wonderful goodness. Now, this video is sponsored by 4 Generations Organic Farms, and I'm going to be using them as an example throughout this entire video because with buying from 4 Generations Organic Farms, you're buying straight from the farmer. And I personally love them. I have toured their farm. I have met the people that work with them. I absolutely love them. And again, all of this is going to be relevant in a bit in my 5 reasons. So if you haven't checked them out already, we'll just go ahead and put the link up here, grainsandgrit.com/4generations, and coupon code grainsandgrit for 10% off your first order. But we're going to be talking them and giving you more information throughout this video. I do love them for my hard white and hard red wheat berries, and I use them almost exclusively for those type of grains. And in fact, I've got some bread in the oven right now that is using their Stardust hard white wheat. Okay, so let's now get into the 5 reasons why I like to buy directly from my farmer. Number 1 is I'm supporting the farmer in the best way possible. There is no middleman, and without a middleman, whether that be grocery stores, distributors, whatever the case, that is more money in the farmer's pocket. And it saves you money too, but we'll get to that later. Now, massive bonus points. If, like I said earlier, you can buy locally or at least be able to go to the farmer to purchase yourself. So again, I know that this isn't impossible for everything. Like I said, I'm in Florida and wheat is not grown here. Corn is, peanuts, cotton, definitely have meat and produce. But for me, I can't generally go to my wheat farmer. I had to go all the way to Oklahoma to tour my very first wheat farm because that's where predominantly they are grown. So be sure to look out in your area to see what farmers are there that you can support. But bottom line is buying from them it's just more money in their pocket. More money in their pocket. It's going to keep them in business, less likely for them to take government subsidies, and it's just the best way to support your farmer. Which leads to number 2 reason to buy directly from your farmer, and that's because you're actually able to build and cultivate a relationship with your farmer. This concept is so foreign in our modern society, and it's not just for your farmer. I think that in-person relationships or just having relationships period is now unfortunately becoming less and less of a thing. More people just connect online, or you just want to buy online and there's no connection between us and who's actually growing your food. And that's not the case if you actually know your farmer and buy directly from them. You can form a relationship from them, and there are many benefits to that. You get to know their family. You get to know exactly what you're supporting. For example, going up to 4 Generations Organic Farms, I knew a little bit about them, but I would have had no idea that Bob, who is the fourth generation of Four Generations Organic Farms, loves to build airplanes. And he's really good at it. Like, he's actually gotten awards. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And he started off not as a farmer, but he actually started off designing and building farm equipment. So the guy is like a mechanical genius, basically, is what I'm saying. And I just thought that was really, really cool. That not only is he a good farmer when it comes to his wheat, but he has all these other skills. And I thought that was really cool. And I also got to meet Sarah, who packs the grains, who ships it. Andrea, who's unfortunately no longer there. Andrea, love you, miss you. But she's since moved and no longer with them. But she's the one who probably was answering your emails with customer service and meeting those people, finding out who they are, their stories, how long they've worked there. It's just really cool and puts a personal touch that you just don't get shopping at Walmart or Amazon. Another thing about getting to know your farmer and having a relationship with them is most likely they will allow you to tour their farm and to see their facilities, which is a wonderful thing to do and something I highly recommend no matter who your farmer is, because it's important to know where your food comes from, how it's handled, all of those things. And so like whenever I toured Four Generations Organic Farms, I noticed one thing immediately was how super clean their facilities were. Something that I actually did not expect, considering like tractors are in the dirt, those type of things. But their tractors were extremely good condition. They obviously take very good care of their things. They are great stewards. Again, these are all things that I would not have known if I hadn't built that relationship, gone to the farm, and actually seen their operation. So again, I encourage you, if you can, just ask your farmer and just talk to them. Even if your farmer, you're just meeting them at the farmer's market, get to know them a little bit better. And that's really going to help you appreciate where your food comes from while possibly making friends as well. The third reason to buy directly from your farmers, and this is especially becoming more and more crucial with all the things going on, and that is accountability. And what I mean by that is especially in the realm of wheat. If you noticed a video, I will link it up here, that I posted about a month or so ago, where GMO wheat has now been officially approved to be grown here in the United States. Beforehand, wasn't approved. Now it is. Now it's in, right now of this video, kind of more in a trial state, not actually being sold. Again, watch the video. But this is a big deal. So we already know that about 99% of our corn is genetically modified. Soybeans are as well. So we have the ability to fight this. And this is by knowing your farmer and actually telling them, hey, love you, love your product, love your wheat. I'm not going to buy from you if you are selling genetically modified wheat, or whatever the product is. If you do not support genetically modified products, you can tell your farmer that. And if enough people tell them, most likely they're not going to grow it, because they know that their customers are going to leave. So again, build that relationship so they care enough about you as a loyal, faithful customer who supports them, and letting them know, like, I don't like this, and I cannot purchase this from you if you do X, Y, and Z. Now, don't hold them hostage or anything, but like, it's that accountability. Same thing with possibly, if they're wanting to switch to bad chemicals or fertilizers or things like that, you as a customer, because of the relationship and you knowing them directly, can possibly influence them to use better things. Maybe go organic, whatever the case may be. They're going to listen to their customers, because if they don't, they go out of business. It's really as simple as that. So number 3 is definitely the accountability that you can have. But it starts with number 2. Build up the relationships first. Make sure that you become a valuable customer. Do not be an annoyance or a jerk of a customer. They're not going to listen to you and they want to get rid of you. So build up good relationships first. And then we're able to hold our farmers to that level of accountability. And hopefully GMO wheat will not become a thing here in the United States. Number 4, the reason to buy directly from your farmer is you're not supporting a soulless corporation. Farmers are generally families, 1, 2, maybe 3 families, or in the case of Four Generations Organic Farms, it's 4 generations that is still going. And they're usually just these small businesses. If you like supporting small businesses, then you also need to be supporting your farmers, because it's pretty much the same thing. Now, I'm not here to talk about the evils of corporations, whatever the case may be, capitalism, fascism, blah, blah, blah. I have my strong opinions, but that's not what we're here for. Set that aside. Bottom line is that, you're not going to know the people who own Walmart personally. You don't know Jeff Bezos of Amazon personally, but I have met Bob and Sarah and Andrea and all those people at 4 Generations Organic Farms. I have met other farmers in my area, and I've gotten to know them and their families. And I know that my dollars are not going to just who knows where they're going. I know that my dollars are going to those people to feed their children that I have met right there. Like there's their children. And so you get that more personal connection. It's not just some nameless, soulless brand that you see. It's the actual people. And with that, the biggest difference is that corporations are generally just, they're out to make a profit. Nothing wrong with working hard and making money, but that is generally their bottom line, is making a profit. And many times, especially when it comes to our food, results in a not so great product. Contrast to that, whenever I was touring 4 Generations Organic Farms, how Bob especially, and Sarah and Andrea, how super excited they were when they were touring the wheat fields. I actually went right before harvest, and they were showing me how, like, on a row of wheat berries, how it would have 4 of the kernels, sometimes 5. And they were super excited about that. They truly cared for the quality of their wheat, not just, okay, we grew some wheat and we're going to sell it. Here you go. Have fun with it. They truly cared about the quality. And that's something that I actually got to see, where I don't sit down with the people at Walmart or Amazon or even my beloved Publix and have that conversation with them, or even see, maybe they do care, but I don't see that. And there's a difference. I also saw that, I see the people whenever I was in the little town of Alva, Oklahoma, that they weren't well known, and they had a very important spot in their community, because what they were doing was also helping out their small town community as well. So that was really cool. All right, so number 5, probably the biggest reason that I think will resonate with people, no matter what you think, the reasons why to buy from your farmer is, especially in the world of grains, is you usually get the best deals from them. It's usually cheaper to buy straight from the farm. And again, this goes back to number 1, where I say that, you're cutting out the middleman. Well, anytime there's a middleman, that's more money that has to be paid to that middleman, meaning the farmer, generally, either the farmer is losing money, it's less profit in his pocket, or he passes on that expense to you as a consumer, meaning the prices are higher. So a huge example of this is 4 Generations Organic Farms. If you go to their store there in Alva, Oklahoma, it is half off. Y'all, half off. Boom. So if you do live kind of close to Alva, Oklahoma, I suggest, even if I live 2 or 3 hours away, I would consider driving maybe once a quarter, stocking up, because that's a lot of money. I mean, 50% off. You don't see those deals a lot. So that's a huge example right there. Annette Reeder, I know I did an interview with her, the biblical nutritionist. Check that out here if you haven't. But she mentioned this. We're getting to know her farmer. She was able to make a deal and barter with them for free produce. So that's another thing, is that, especially, this is more relevant if you're actually buying locally, is you can maybe barter with your farmer. You can bargain with them. Try doing that at Walmart or Amazon, or even if you just shop online with someone. They ain't no bartering and they ain't no bargaining. Okay, it just ain't gonna happen. But again, you are supporting your farmer, you're building those relationships, because you're not supporting just a soulless, nameless corporation that has to follow all of these type of rules. They're able to actually help you out a little bit more. And so just ask and get to know them. But the bottom line is, they generally are your best deals. And if you know some good deals, comment below and let us know what you find. But I've especially found this in the world of grains. For those who live close to your wheat farmers, you're generally able to get really good deals. Now, bonus tips: how to know whether you are buying from a distributor or directly from the farmer. Because I have found, like with grains especially, it can be a little tricky, because you may think that you're buying from a farmer, but actually you're buying more from a distributor. And ain't nothing wrong with being a distributor. Just here to tell you the difference. One way to look out is they may have a label with, the actual farmer may have the label estate grown. And if you've ever purchased from 4 Generations Organic Farms, they put a little sticker on there that says estate grown. This actually comes more from the wine industry, because what that means is they grew it. They sell it, they grew it. If it's estate grown, it means that they grew it themselves and they're selling it to you. Another way to find out is, especially if you're online on their website, go to their About section, and usually they will say something about it. Now, there are some hybrids out there that may grow some of their wheat, but not others. And so that's where, where I really can see where it can get confusing. So bottom line, ask. Okay, shoot them an email, ask them on social media, use their contact form on their website, and just ask, hey, do you grow your own wheat, beans, whatever it is? And if not, if you don't do it all, what do you grow? Okay, so if all else fails, just ask. That's it. But do know that, again, 4 Generations Organic Farms, everything there is, if it's a grain, that they grow it themselves. They are not distributors. They are the actual farmers. There you go. 5 reasons why you should be buying directly from your farm, and personally why I like to be buying directly from my farmers as well. And if you haven't already, be sure to check out 4 Generations Organic Farms, grainsandgrit.com/4generations. Again, I use them pretty much exclusively for my hard red and hard white wheats. And I did do a video comparing their different wheat varieties that they have, what works best for what type of bread. So you can check out that video here. And if you just want to see the farm tour that I did in Oklahoma, it's my first time touring a wheat farm, you can check that video out here. Highly recommend it. It was super, super cool. So thank you so much to 4 Generations Organic Farms for sponsoring Grains and Grit. You know, I love you guys, and y'all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.